Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Excuse me, Facebook had a little glitch in it. Didn't want to let me log in. So, a couple things today. One, I want to talk about the post I did with the meme earlier this morning, and then let you know what's happening next year or this year with Courageous Healers Foundation. First, the little meme I posted. And before I go further with that, I'm still trying to figure out the right time of day to do these. And it seems like midday is not exactly the best time. So I'll probably go back trying to do them in the morning. Or not trying, I'll do them in the morning. But again, feedback from everybody would be wonderful. What time they think would be best. So I'll leave it at that. First of all, so the meme this morning that I posted that everyone, let me get it right. Jesus. Okay, everything that happens to us and every experience in our life is a lesson. Everyone who enters our life, whether it's for a minute, an hour, a day, or a lifetime, is a teacher. So everything that happens to us and every experience in our life is a lesson. So when I got in recovery and started looking at life differently, that everything that did happen to me in my life was a lesson. And the lesson doesn't always explain itself at that moment. It's now, 30, 40 years later that the lessons that I learned from being abused, hey, Jared, the lessons that I learned from my abuse and growing up in that hypocritical house are several. One, I learned how not to treat your children. Two, I learned how not to treat your spouse, how not to be a father, how not to be a mother. So I learned what not to do, which gave me an avenue to start looking at how I can do things differently. Some of it came naturally for me. And then again, some of it I had to have mentors in my life that would show me the right way to do things. Because all my life, I had people showing me and teaching me what I thought it was like to be a man and a husband and a father, and successful at that. But when I use the word successful in these conversations, it's successes in the world, as the financial success, as in gaining everything that you ever really wanted in your life, success, a name, travels, house, money, all that. And that's, in a lot of ways, that's what people identify success with. And the reality is there's a lot more success to that. So that's what the men that I was looking up to taught me. They taught me it was okay to go out drinking, be with your buddies, have affairs, do all that kind of stuff. And there's that old saying, show me who you hang with and I'll show you what your life is going to be like. And that is extremely, extremely true. So I learned those lessons, and therefore I can pass those on to my sons. Then when I got into recovery, I had a lot more experiences from wiser men than me on how it was to move forward, become a better man. So everything that happens to us is a lesson. There's something in everything that happens to us that if we just stop, instead of playing the victim role, why me? Why is this happening to me? First of all, we'll really never know the answer to that. And as my therapist told me, it's none of your business why it happens to you. But instead, when things are going wrong or we won't even say wrong, when things are happening in your life, when you think you've done all things right, ask the question, why? Why is this happening? What can I learn from this? That incident over the last weekend that I learned from. I learned a lot about myself from. I learned I still had scars that needed to be worked that were deeper than I thought. I'm always learning, and I'm always learning from situations, and I'm learning from people. there are two greatest assets in our life if we just allow them, if we can be open-minded and willing enough to accept that fact. Is it always good? No, it hurts sometimes. People are mean to us. Situations come up that we just don't understand. It's like, man, what's going on here? And what I learned in recovery is that we all have a part in everything that happens in our life, with the exception of abuse. I remember I worked for a guy for 10 years in construction early in my career. And he was quite successful. But as an employer, he taught me how not to be an employer. He treated me, one of his lead guys, and most of his employees pretty crappily. He did pay us well. We got paid every Friday. I wasn't worried about that. But a lot of times on Fridays, he would not have the checks with him. He says, y'all need to work tomorrow, and you won't get your check until Saturday. For myself, I put a lot of extra time in the jobs. He was always promising me bonuses, so he was always making false promises, and the bonuses never come through. Saying things like, I didn't make no money on the job, only to hear him say later, I made my profit and overhead, plus a bunch of money, and he's driving a brand new Mercedes-Benz and all that, which is all good. I mean, that's all his right, but don't be promising things to employees and then lying about you not making money, and then the proof is different. So what I learned from that is how not to be an employer. And so when I started my company, I swore I was never going to be that way. And I wasn't. I treated my employees with respect. I honored their lives. They had a life outside of work. I never once told an employee that they had to work on Saturday. I told them we need to get some crews out here. If anybody can work this Saturday, I'd really appreciate it. And most of the time I gave them more than a 2-hour notice. And I never withheld their paychecks at all. And more than that, in 2007, I implemented a bonus program for my number one man and all my foremen. And in doing so, when I implemented that bonus program, that next year my profit margin increased by 750%. People loved to work for me. They didn't take advantage of me. I didn't let people take advantage of me. I knew I had to draw a line because I am an employer. I had to open the door. So my old boss's behavior and actions taught me how not to be an employer, but how to better be an employer. And it worked out marvelously. So, when we're going to have people come in and out of our lives. And you might, on my ride across America, I had a lot of people. And sometimes I would talk to them for a minute. Sometimes I would talk to them for an hour. Sometimes we'd sit down for a couple hours and talk to them. And I would always learn something from those people. I'd always learn something about them, about their life, about how maybe I can do things better. We just have to be open-minded and willing. Instead of looking at people that are mean to us, what can I learn from him? What's going on? Take a look at what's going on. I wonder what's happening in his life. Why has he got to be all mean like that? I didn't do nothing. So just remember, try to take that into your daily walks. Everything that happens to us and every experience in our life is a lesson. Everyone who enters our life, whether it's for a minute, hour, day, or lifetime, is a teacher. That's my own quote. I came up with that myself, so you can steal it from me. I don't care. You can re-quote it. It's not mine, to be honest with you. I just thought of it. So, start the conversation with somebody. # start the conversation with somebody, and hopefully that'll help you on a daily basis. It certainly has helped me a lot. So instead of asking, why is this happening? Say, what can I learn from it? And what can I learn from it? So the other thing today too, the new thing a couple things for Courageous Healers Foundation. One, we are going to do another ride across America. We are actually riding from Seattle to San Diego. That's a big announcement. September 8th through October 6th. So we've got the route all plotted out. And actually, Kathy and I are flying up there tomorrow, and we're going to drive the route home and make connections all the way down. So we're looking forward to, what we can do on that trip. Hopefully get into a few facilities to speak at. And again, just start spreading the word about sexual abuse. And I'm expanding my view a little bit from boys and men because I've been working with a lot of women in the last year. And what I'm finding out, hey Denise, what I'm finding out is this: is that I thought men didn't want to speak about being abused. It's full of shame. Well, women don't want to talk about it either. And I will say, I'll go out on a limb and say, as much as men don't want to talk about it, women don't want to talk about it. And so I've had several women that have entered into my realm of influence and into my life, that in Kathy's life, that have expressed, Randy, abuse is abuse, and women need to be included. We know your passion is for men, and my number one priority will be men. But we're going to kind of bring the women into it too, because they need a place to heal as well. So that's kind of what we're hoping for. And on this ride, we'll be spreading the word again, and hopefully we'll do good. I'm not worried about the ride. We do need to raise some money, so if we're putting some fundraising together right now. If you're interested in donating any amount of money, just go to my website, courageoushealers.org, which I invite you to visit because I just redid it. I took it back from the people that were doing it. I just redid my website on Weebly, so it's courageoushealers.org. If you go to that, you'll see a place where you can donate. We're going to put a place where you can ride with Randy. You'll see it says register here. It's not ready yet, but we're working on Ride with Randy. We're going to have T-shirts we're going to sell. We got these bracelets that we're going to be selling. It's not selling, just $1 donation. Start the conversation. We will have a booth at the Tour de Palm Springs, February 9th and 10th. We will be there all day promoting both the foundation and this ride across America with lots of merchandise that you can purchase. And everything that we get from the sales of merchandise goes 100% of the proceeds go right to Courageous Healers Foundation. We got some volunteers that are stepping up. It's been really wonderful. So another ride's coming up. Also, if you're interested in being a service on that in any way, we're looking for volunteers. We have meetings once or twice a month, and so far the volunteer work has been wonderful. People are stepping up. But we're still looking for some more volunteers to help us with the Courageous Healers Foundation, different areas, and possible drivers. They can maybe get away for a week at a time and drive for a week. So there's more will be announced about that, and probably in the next month or so. So next week you can look forward to Kathy and I. We'll be driving down. We'll probably be doing some live feeds along the way. As we go, kind of like we did when we're going across America. And the other thing that we're doing is I'm really working hard to get the foundation into a brick and mortar facility by the end of 2019. I'm meeting with the board, and we're doing they're doing some intensive questioning and vision casting and stuff with me. So hopefully that'll all come to fruition by the end of 2019. At any rate, Courageous Healers Foundation will continue to do outreach work as it's been doing as well. Sorry about the dogs. My brother-in-law just walked in. So anyways, I think that's about it. So I just wanted to touch base on those two things. And hey, Deanna, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing another ride, Deanna, but we're not coming through Kansas this time. We're coming down the West Coast. So, anyways. So until later, I'll probably be. I'm gonna. Really, honestly, guys, I know it varies every week, but I do want to find the best time to do these live feeds. I'm working really hard. I'm coming up with a schedule for it so I can do it on a consistent time and on a consistent day, starting when I get back from Seattle. So I'm not afraid of input. This isn't for me. This is for the people that want to listen out there. Hopefully they can grow a little bit. So I appreciate you all checking in on this. And just so you know, here's the new rack card we just had made up. We've taken those with us up north and passing those out at Bike Shop. So, and the Tour de Palm Springs is really being helpful with me on this ride as well. When I get back, after the Tour de Palm Springs, they're going to help me push us a little bit. So I really appreciate their efforts. So, if you're interested, join the Tour de Palm Springs. hit me up and I'll give you, I posted it yesterday, I'll give you a link and I'll give you the charity code. So when you enter that charity code, and then Courageous Healers Foundation gets 100% of the registration fee, 100%, which is kind of cool. So it's not just a ride, it's a walk. They got all sorts of different lengths of rides and walks. So I'd encourage you to, just come out if you're here. Deanna, you can get a bus and get here pretty soon, I think. If you start walking, you might make it here by February 9th. So about 10,000 people they expect. So it's going to be a fun time. Lots of vendors, lots of riders. So check us out. February 9th and 10th at the Tour de Palm Springs. You'll see a booth. We'll have a big banner. We're having made and everything else. Okay. All right. I'm carrying on. I'm rambling on. Sorry about the dogs again. I can't control what they do. I got people in my backyard. So remember, if nobody tells you they loves you today, Randy does. And more importantly, God does. Be blessed, everybody. Talk to you soon. Visit my website, courageoushealers.org. And then also go to Healing the Man. Oh, my God. YouTube. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.